Hello, in this video we will understand the concept of CDN, how it works, CDN use cases, its benefits, and finally the key vendors which are incumbent in the market. So here we start. So to start with, how does the life look like without CDN? So in this case, here we can see is the origin server which is hosting a website or content. And on the right side, we can user who's sitting remotely here in India who wants to access the content for this server which is in US. Now, because the distance is too high and loading time, latency, and maybe there may be some bandwidth crunch in between any of the ISPs upstream providers here, everything accounts for the poor user experience because of the delay, increased bandwidth, and related things. That is what without CDN, the user experience is going to be obviously it will be low. Now let's see how does life look like with CDN. With CDN, in this case, there is a concept called edge server and the origin server. Edge servers which are stationed across different geographical locations in the world. Let us say in India, Africa, South America, Asia, and other locations. So in this case, whatever data the user is asking for, instead of the user getting it directly from the origin server, the request goes to the closest edge server, and that edge server provides the data to the user. Instead of request going so long to a distance of thousands of kilometers and which incurs delay, bandwidth crunch, and related throttling issues. The user experience, because of the edge server concept, which is quite close to the user, increases. And not only that, faster loading is there, website of performance increases. In fact, there are many businesses which are getting the benefit from it. Streaming services, media, gaming portals, and platforms, e-commerce, everything. CDN philosophy and terminology. CDN is an abbreviation for Content Delivery Network, wherein it is a network of geographically distributed group of servers, which are called the edge servers, that caches the content close to the end user. And this caching of data is taken from the origin server, which is actually storing all that data. In fact, CDN facilitates speedy transfer of the data because obviously the edge servers are pretty much close to the end users, and this allows the data needed for loading of the internet content being very fast. CDN use cases. First one is the e-commerce websites, wherein faster loading time of the website happens and the website performance also improves even when there is a spike in the traffic. Let us say many users are logging into the same website, maybe due to the holiday sale or related things. CDN is take care of that spike time also and does not falter, or the user experience does not deteriorate in that case. Second is the streaming services, where on demand and live streaming content wherein low latency and minimal buffer is required. Let us say we have sports channel, maybe a cricket match happening between two countries, a World Cup match, football, soccer, all those things happening. So the streaming services make high use of CDN, wherein the data is made available in real time, low latency to the end user globally. Next is the media in the news portal. In this case, live videos, coverage during global event without workload or server load happening. Lastly, the gaming platforms, especially in the gaming platform, low latency online multiplayer experience. Let us say the origin server is here and multiple users are playing the same game and interacting to each other. This is where CDN as a provider in between comes pretty handy, because the multiplayer experience is bolstered with that. Not only that, the updates and the patches which need to be pushed on the end user device is also done promptly. CDN benefits. The first one is the improved website loading time, as we saw in the last slide, where it improves the user experience. And not only that, it also speeds up the page rendering, which helps in SEO services. The second one is the reduced bandwidth consumption, wherein CDN offloads traffic from the origin server, minimizing the bandwidth consumption which is required. Third one is DDoS and related security protection, where DDoS mitigation, security certificates which are required, and in fact, firewall can also be installed thanks to CDN. Next is the improved scalability, where the CDN handles the spikes without increasing the origin server capacity or resources. And if there was no CDN, whenever there is a spike or more user demand, at that time, earlier we used to increase the server capacity or put in a server load balancer so as to distribute the traffic. However, that type of overload is not required now with the help of CDN. Next is the minimal downtime, wherein the security measures are put in place and sometimes rendering the cached data from the website where the original server may be down, but the edge server will keep on providing that data to the user, and user will still have the access to the data which is available in the edge server, even if the origin server, the actual server is down. The key CDN providers. Here, the first one in the list is Akamai, which is pretty much the oldest and the largest of the CDN providers globally. Second is Cloudflare, which not only provides CDN but integrated services, which include DDoS, WAF, threat protection, and related things. Next is the Amazon CloudFront by AWS, which has its global CDN presence across the globe. Next is the Google Cloud CDN, which has integrated with the Google Cloud infrastructure as a CDN service. And lastly, it is the service provider which is known as the Fastly, which is known for its real-time analytics and high performance via the CDN service. That takes us to the end of the video. Hope you like it. Thank you.